So, what are you supposed to do if you have sciatica? And by that I mean the back pain that goes all the way down, starting at your back and then goes all the way down just one leg. Well, I got a few solutions that you guys can do. I'm gonna back up here just so you guys can see. General idea with sciatica is you blow a disc, as people call it, meaning that you have this little disc in your spine, and often when you bend forward and twist, that causes a little bit to pop out of that little disc in your back. You can always Google it to figure it out, but basically you have a bulging thing come out of the disc. And what that does is it messes up a bunch of the nerves which go all the way down to your leg. And then it causes that tingling and numbness, pins and needles kind of feeling. But I'm not going to focus too much on what it is, but I'm going to focus more on how to solve it. Because if you have it, it's a very brutal injury to go through. And I really don't wish anybody to have it, but this is one quick solution you can do entirely on your own. You don't need the help of a physio or medical professional, but in certain cases it may be good to have somebody with you. So I'll show you guys right now how this works. The key thing with this, and I'm actually going to show up here first, is you want to push that. Many say what you do by leaning backwards is you push the disc back into place. And many people believe that that's what goes on. Regardless of what actually goes on, you are making yourself feel better in general by leaning backwards with a disc injury. So if you just remember one thing from this, just remember that leaning forwards is bad and leaning backwards is good. And with that being said, I'm going to get into this next thing. So all you need for this is either a pillow or a rolled up towel, a mat to lay on, ideally a bed or something elevated, but I'm going to show you on the floor. And what you're going to do, this is very simple. All that you need to do is you just need to, excuse me for a sec, go down onto the floor. And by the way, when you go down onto the floor, be really careful with this. I want to see that you squat down with your knees out when you go down, so then you're not bending at the back. Then from that point, plant one hand down, plant the other hand down, go really slow on this, guys. So I'm going to move this out so you can see. And bring your leg down. Take a few breaths on the way, get yourself on all fours. And then you grab your pillow. And you want to keep this, you can use two pillows, but I'm just going to go with one rolled up towel. And put this straight across here. And then you want to bring your tummy right on top of the pillow there. And at this point, all you need to do, you actually want to keep your head down, but I'm going to explain. All you want to do here is just relax. Listen to a podcast, meditate, think about life, whatever it is that you do. But you want to just relax there and just let everything in your back release. Let that disc go back into place. And you're just going to hold it there. I like to wait for 5 minutes in this. And the number one sign that your disc is going back into place is that you'll stop feeling that tingling and numbness in the leg. Specifically, and for the sake of a camera angle, I'll show this. You should feel, it would start off in the leg here, in the foot, and then as you lay down for a long enough time, you'll stop feeling it in the foot, but you'll start feeling it more in the knee and above. So it'll feel almost as if the pain and everything is receding back and going up. That's the number one indicator on whether this is working or not. If it is not doing that, then it's not working. If there is a bit of back pain with this, don't worry about that. The number one biggest concern is that you don't have, that the leg pain is going away as you do this. So from this point, what you're going to do is you're just going to relax here for 5 minutes. If that feels like it's getting better, it's a wonderful sign. You can take it to the next level if it's not causing your back pain too much trouble. And all you want to do there is just roll onto the side, grab the pillow, move it out of the way, and then just sit on your belly here. With your head down, I might add. Keep it down with your head down for for this you can only do 2 minutes because you already have an idea this is working. So just sit there for another 2 minutes, do your thing. And if you still feel like it's going in that direction, really good sign, we can move on to the next level here. And for the next level, I am actually going to move back a little bit just so you guys can see. The next level is you want to just keep your hands out in front of you like this, just kind of in a way that they're reaching out in front of you. And all you need to do is just push up through your elbows, lifting your chest up off the floor, just your chest for now. And you're gonna go up and down almost as if you're doing push-ups, but you're keeping your hips glued to the ground when you do this. So you just want to go up and down like that. Once again, that same golden rule applies. If your leg pain and everything there is going up, then it shows it's a good sign. A little bit of back pain is okay. Then that moves me on to the next level, where if you feel okay with that, you can proceed to do what I like to call sloppy push-ups, where basically in this case, you're pushing through the hands and you're bringing yourself up. But the key thing with this is your bum has to stay, or let's say your belt has to stay glued to the floor here. So you want to have this here the whole time, your hips stuck on the floor, you're only arching your back. And this is so counterintuitive because most people would say that's bad for the back. But in the special case of disc injuries, this is exactly what you want to do. So once again, following the exact same rule, making sure it's feeling better as you do it. Do about 10 of these, see how you're feeling, and then check in with there. As far as how many you can do, it really depends. How many you can get away with is the long answer, but the short answer is I'd say do 3 sets of 10. One extra caveat I'm just going to mention here is this doesn't work for everybody, specifically everybody with a disc injury. So the one thing you want to check before is get your friend to take a look at you and ask, are you walking with a kind of slump to the side rather kind of posture? And if that's the case, then you're a more complex client, as we call them. And I can make another video on that later, but the big thing with that is if you notice that, you shouldn't do any of these. In fact, you should find something else there. Anyways, hope that helped, and I will continue with these videos later. Thanks.